Members of the Senate, please be seated. This morning, we're honored to have Senator Roz Baker offer a moment of contemplation.
Aloha. As I was thinking about today's moment of contemplation, I Googled March 6th, which happens to be the first Friday in March. There's lots of designations for March 1st Fridays. It's National Dress in Blue Day, National Oreo Cookie Day, National Dentist Day, National Frozen Food Day, National Dress Day, National Day of Unplugging, National Speech and Debate Education Day, and National White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. The final one that I think is most important for us is its National Employee Appreciation Day. None of us could get along without the help and assistance of our employees, our staff, whether it's clerk's office or sergeant-at-arms, SMA, SMO, LRB, or our personal offices. What would we do without our staff? I know we wouldn't get a lot of tasks accomplished. It wouldn't be nearly as much fun to be here without the value add that our staffs provide. So on behalf of you, Mr. President, and all of us senators, mahalo nui loa to all of our hardworking, creative, helpful, cheerful, and keep us on track staff. We appreciate you, and we couldn't do our jobs without you supporting us by doing your jobs. Mahalo nui loa. We are fortunate to have such terrific staff. So please join me in giving our staff a hearty round of applause, and happy Aloha Friday.
How very appropriate. Thank you, Senator Baker. Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Baker?
Sorry.
Senator Chang?
Excused.
Senator Dela Cruz?
Excused.
Senator English? Senator Favela? Senator Gabbard?
Excused.
Senator Harimoto? Senator Ihara? Senator Inoue? Senator Kahele? Senator Kanuha? Senator Keith Agaran? Senator Keoho Kalole? Senator Kidani? Senator Kim? Senator Moriwaki? Senator Nishihara?
Excused.
Senator Rhodes? Senator Riviere? Senator Ruderman? Senator Shimabukuro? Senator Taniguchi? Senator Thielen? Senator Wakai? Mr. President.
Present.
21 present, 4 excused.
Senator Dela Cruz.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Senator Dela Cruz? 22 present, 3 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this morning? If there are no introductions this morning, before introducing Senator Baker, I'm not going to wait till the end under announcements. I'd like to introduce Senator Kim. And the sanitizer you have at your desk is Senator Kim, talking to our staff. I know that you've all been asked to bring the best ideas you have about how to deal with the coronavirus and ensure not only the safety of ourselves, our staff, and the public who comes in. So I just wanted to publicly thank you, Senator Kim, for some of the small ideas all adding up together will make a very big difference. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I thought I did something wrong.
You did something really great. Senator Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before I introduce our guests on the floor, I'd like to introduce those in the gallery that are here to be a part of our presentation today. From the Hawaii Pacific Health, Mike Robinson, if he would stand to be recognized. He was here earlier, okay. From the Healthcare Association of Hawaii, we have Hilton Rathel. Paige Heckathorn, Stacy Wong, Patrick Harrison, Wendy Odo, and Jana Hoshadi. Thank you. Colleagues, the Healthcare Association of Hawaii is a leading voice for healthcare providers in the state. The organization works to positively influence state and federal policy to provide quality and accessible healthcare to the people of Hawaii. Through HAH's Healthcare Heroes Awards, patients are given the opportunity to acknowledge the services of outstanding healthcare providers, those who have demonstrated exceptional commitment and noteworthy expertise. These providers are honored for the exemplary care that they deliver to patients and their loved ones across Hawaii. They truly are the epitome of selfless service for the betterment of our community, and we are proud to honor them this morning as healthcare heroes. I'd like to yield the floor to the senator from Kaka'ako for the first introduction.
Senator Morawaki.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our first healthcare hero is Augusta Yoro, a medical technician at Kalakaua Gardens Assisted Living Facility. Augusta, would you please stand? Thank you. We can acknowledge her. Beverly Da Silva nominated Augusta after her mother, Kikue Fujita, was a patient at Kalakaua Gardens for 2.5 years. Beverly will never forget the respectful and compassionate care Augusta gave to her mother. Augusta always had a smile and encouraging words to get Kikue to join in activities, take her medication, and other daily necessity. And we know how hard that is for patients. Augusta would be there to help Kikue with her mobility, make her feel comfortable as long as possible. Augusta enjoys working with seniors and thinks of them as her own parents. Augusta not only gave her undivided expertise to enrich the wellness and spirit of her patient, but she also proved herself as one who truly values the ethics and professionalism behind her work as a healthcare provider by being nothing short of exceptional. Augusta exemplifies the power of altruism in times of hardship, and is a noteworthy individual who uplifts the aloha spirit of our state. Shall we all again congratulate Augusta? Mr. President, I now yield the floor to the senator from Waipahu.
Senator Nishihara.
Thank you. Our next healthcare hero is Brandy Boyce. A neonatal intensive care nurse, unit nurse at the Kapiolani Medical Center for Women and Children. Simone Schmitz nominated Brandy when her daughter Sophia was born with some organs outside of her body because of an abdominal wall defect. Brandy signed up to be Sophia's primary nurse to take care of Sophia from birth all the way to her discharge. Brandy supported skin-to-skin contact between Sophia and her parents, even when the effort would take over an hour to get her into the parents' arms. She taught the family a great deal about how to care for Sophia, making them feel more confident despite the challenges. Brandy not only cared for Sophia, but also cared about her. Her professionalism, listening ear, and guiding voice makes her deserving of the award as a healthcare hero. Thank you again. I would like now to yield the floor to the senator from Waianae.
One second, Senator Shimabukuro. I know you guys can't see this. Is that Simone at the top? How about, Sophia. So it's, she's been very active, so you can see the work that went in. Okay, Senator Shimabukuro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our next healthcare hero is Mervyn Lum, a pharmacist at Foodland Pharmacy in Kapolei. Would you please stand? Thank you. Candace Phillips has lived with life-threatening illness for a very long time. She and her physicians tried various medications and treatment options to improve her quality of life. She received a prescription for a last chance medication, which she found hard to find on the island after being rejected by one pharmacy after another. After many attempts to get her prescription filled, she ended up at the Foodland Pharmacy in Kapolei. Mervyn listened intently as she described her dilemma. He told her he was familiar with the medication in question and would do his best to learn more about it. Merv knew and was able to get Candace the medication she needed, and her life dramatically improved in just a matter of days. His care didn't stop at the initial encounter, as Merv continues to check in on Candace to make sure that her needs are addressed and to check for any side effects. His care and support allow patients like Candace to access to the same last chance medications, making him and his efforts more than worthy of the award as a healthcare hero. Would you please give another round of applause to Mervyn Lum? Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll now yield the floor to the Senator from Moanalua.
Senator Kim.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dr. Walter Igawa Silva is our next healthcare hero. Would you please stand? Dr. Igawa Silva is a physician at Tripler Army Medical Center, the icon pink building in my district, my neighborhood. Dr. Igawa Silva helped retired Vietnam veteran Len Catcher twice. Len first came into contact with Dr. Igawa Silva in the emergency room with an uncontrollable blood sugar levels, and Dr. Igawa Silva assisted Len with getting a continuous glucose monitor in order to help Len regulate his blood sugar levels and improve his quality of life. And then Dr. Igawa Silva saved Len's life a second time when Len went to the emergency room again and was admitted for a few days for treatment. After being discharged, Dr. Igawa Silva saw Len for a follow-up and immediately suspected that something else was wrong and affecting his health. So he ordered blood tests and x-rays and diagnosed Len with pneumonia. As we all know, pneumonia has killed many people. And so Len was readmitted to the hospital and was able to fully recover with the appropriate treatment. Dr. Igawa Silva's attentive and proactive care greatly improved Len's life and demonstrated why he is a healthcare hero. Congratulations and thank you again. I now yield the floor, Mr. President, to the senator from downtown Honolulu.
Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our final healthcare heroes are patient navigators Lynn Elsman and Jocelyn Nishioka from Queens Medical Center. Rochelle Lee is the manager of the Queens Women's Health Center, and she nominated Lynn and Jocelyn for the exemplary care and service they provided during her own cancer journey. Rochelle manages and organizes programs to serve breast cancer patients, never thinking that she would become a patient herself. After her diagnosis, Lynn and Jocelyn brought hope and guidance to Rochelle through all the many treatments needed for recovery. Lynn and Jocelyn immediately reassured Rochelle that everything was going to be okay and started working on the next steps of Rochelle's treatment. Lynn and Jocelyn looked out for Rochelle's best interest, working on the consultations with oncologists and surgeons, staying on top of needed treatments, appointments, and being with Rochelle every step of the way through the arduous process to beat cancer. Lynn and Jocelyn not only gave their undivided expertise to help enrich the spirit and health of their patient, but also proved that each of these patient navigators value the ethics and professionalism of their health care roles by being nothing short of exceptional. Thank you so much. I will now yield the floor to the senator from Lahaina.
Senator Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my pleasure to recognize Straub Clinic and Hospital for the award that they've received. And I'm going to start by recognizing their CEO, Martha Smith. Martha is the CEO of Straub Clinic and Hospital and the Executive Vice President of Hawaii Pacific Health Oahu Operations. Let's give Martha a round of applause. For those of you who may not know, Straub was named one of the 2020 Health Grade's 250 best hospitals in America, chosen among more than 4,000 hospitals in our nation. This distinction places Straub in the top 5% of hospitals in the United States. Some little history for those of you who may not be familiar. In the early 1900s, Dr. George F. Straub arrived in the islands with a mission to provide the finest medical care available. His vision was to create a clinic where patients always came first and where the healthcare needs of entire families were met under one roof. This vision was realized in 1921 with the opening of the clinic, which expanded over the years into what is known now as Straub Medical Center, a fully integrated not-for-profit medical center with a 159-bed hospital in Honolulu, a network of neighborhood clinics and visiting specialist programs that reaches throughout our state. Throughout its years of operation, Straub Medical Center has introduced many medical firsts to Hawaii, such as the notable Straub Burn Unit Center, and that opened in 1983, which is the Pacific region's only multidisciplinary burn treatment center. In its distinction as one of the best hospitals in America, Straub was rated as high-performing for aortic valve surgery, colon cancer surgery, heart bypass surgery, and hip replacement. Straub also received 2020 Excellence Awards for pulmonary and stroke care, and Straub is also the only hospital in Hawaii to receive the Health Grade's 2020 America's 100 Best Hospitals for Gastrointestinal Care and General Surgery Awards. So please join me in recognizing and honoring Straub Clinic and Hospital of Hawaii Pacific Health for their many accomplishments. I would like to once again wholeheartedly thank all of our honorees for the significant positive force that they are in the medical field here in Hawaii. And at the appropriate time, Mr. President, may we have a recess to greet our honored guests. Mahalo.
Well, before recognizing Senator Taniguchi, I just wanted to say it'll be quick, so we'll continue with the agenda and then we'll adjourn to get the pictures. Did you want to rise, Senator Taniguchi?
Thank you, Mr. President. Can I make a late introduction?
Please proceed.
I can't see her, but I believe in the gallery is Patty Igawa. Would she please rise to be recognized? Is she here? Oh, there she is. Patty is the grandmother of one of our honorees, Dr. Igawa Silva. Patty and I worked together in the governor's office, Governor Burns' office, many, many years ago, and we've remained friends since then. But anyway, good to see you, Patty.
Thank you. And Senator Baker, Mr. Robinson did come back, so he's in the gallery as well. So you can stand up. Everybody else stood up. So I would just say part of the challenge on the neighbor islands is we don't have enough people to have specialty services. So I found out several years ago no one does pacemakers on the island of Kauai. And my dad had to be medevaced to Honolulu and received his pacemaker at Straub, so I'm aware of the excellent care and appreciative of the extra years that my dad had to spend with us due to receiving the pacemaker at Straub. With that, Madam Clerk, can we go through the rest of the agenda?
On page 2, Departmental Communication numbers 417 to 424, transmit reports.
File.
House Communication number 353 informs the Senate that the House has disagreed to the amendments proposed by the Senate to 2 House bills.
File.
Introduction of measures, Senate concurrent resolution numbers 100 to 127 and Senate resolution numbers 64 to 87 for referral to committee.
So ordered.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with the supplemental order of the day, which may be distributed to your offices later today.
No further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today? If not, the chair has one. Today is the last day for the introduction of Senate concurrent resolutions and Senate resolutions. The deadline is 4:30 this afternoon. Senator Kahele.
Announcement, please,
Oh,
Mr.
please.
President.
Please proceed.
Last night was a tough night.
Yes.
But as somebody who has been there, the game that matters the most is the national championship. And so we're going to send our best of luck to our University of Hawaii men's volleyball team tonight, and hopefully they have a better outcome than last night against the BYU Cougars.
I hope so too.
And with that, my colleagues, I move that the Senate stand in recess, leaving the journal open until 4:30 p.m. for the receipt of Senate concurrent resolutions and Senate resolutions, and I further move that the Senate reconvene at 11:30 a.m. on Monday, March 9th. Have a great weekend.
Senator Favela.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand in recess, leaving the journal open until 4:30 p.m. this afternoon, and will reconvene at 11:30 a.m. on Monday.